Summer is practically synonymous with freedom. It means longer days, vacations, and spending as much time outdoors as possible. But those rising temperatures trigger an immediate, invisible response from your biology. The warmer it gets outside, the harder your internal systems have to work to keep you stable. Enjoying the season without ending up in the hospital requires understanding the constant, quiet battle happening just beneath your skin. Your body operates under a strict mandate. Regardless of what the weather is doing, your internal temperature must remain at exactly 37 degrees Celsius, or 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit. When the environment gets hot, your primary defense mechanism kicks in. You sweat. The body pumps water to the surface of your skin, so that as it evaporates into the air, it pulls that excess heat away from your internal organs. This system has a critical failure point. High environmental humidity saturates the air, physically blocking that water from evaporating. The heat gets trapped, and your internal temperature begins to climb. Not everyone's cooling system handles this trapped heat equally. Older adults, young children, outdoor workers, and people with chronic illnesses face a much higher risk of their internal thermostats failing. When the surrounding air neutralizes your ability to sweat effectively, your body loses control of its own climate. Long before the heat physically shuts you down, the desperate attempt to cool off creates a new problem. Heavy sweating drains your reserves, leading directly to dehydration. You are made up of about 60% water. Sweating out large amounts of it lowers your fluid levels and flushes out essential biological minerals, like sodium and potassium, that your nerves and muscles need to fire properly. The deficit shows up in subtle ways at first. You might experience a dry mouth, mild dizziness, a headache, or notice that your urine has turned a dark color. By the time you actually feel thirsty, your body is already operating at a dangerous deficit. Thirst is a late alarm, not an early warning. If fluid and mineral loss continue, you hit an intermediate stage called heat exhaustion. This is where the physical breakdown begins, marked by intense weakness, nausea, heavy sweating, and severe muscle cramps. Heat exhaustion is a severe warning, but it can quickly escalate into heat stroke. This is a total system failure and a true medical emergency. Heat stroke occurs when your internal temperature crosses 40 degrees Celsius, or 104 degrees Fahrenheit. At this extreme heat, the brain and internal organs begin to sustain direct physical damage. The symptoms of heat stroke are highly dangerous. The victim actually stops sweating. Their skin becomes hot and bone dry, and the severe thermal stress can cause seizures or a complete loss of consciousness. Without immediate external cooling, like applying cold water, and urgent medical intervention, this total shutdown of the body's thermostat is fatal. The temperature itself is only part of the hazard. Summer environments carry secondary, invisible threats, starting with ultraviolet radiation. A sunburn is not an issue of excess heat. It is physical damage caused by UV rays penetrating the skin and structurally damaging your individual cells, accelerating cellular aging and increasing cancer risks. The defensive protocol requires applying sunscreen with an SPF of 30 or higher and actively seeking shade during the peak UV window between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. The sun also weaponizes our environment in other ways. Warm summer temperatures create an ideal incubation zone for bacteria. Leaving perishables like meat, dairy, or seafood unrefrigerated at a summer picnic allows microbes to multiply rapidly, turning a meal into a severe case of food poisoning. Summer acts as an environmental accelerator, speeding up both cellular damage from the sun and microscopic threats in our food. You can ease the burden on your body by paying attention to what you eat. Digesting heavy meals forces your system to generate excess internal heat, working against your own cooling efforts. The nutritional countermeasure is to consume lighter, high-water foods. Seasonal staples like watermelon, mangoes, and cucumbers actively replenish your fluids and essential vitamins at the same time. On the other hand, sugary sodas and excessive amounts of caffeine act as diuretics. They actively pull water out of your system and accelerate dehydration. For physical activity, the strategy is simple timing. Move heavy physical exertion to the early morning or late evening hours when the environmental stress is at its lowest. Smart nutrition and careful scheduling are active, practical ways to significantly lower the workload on your internal systems. Despite the intense physical risks, the sun remains a vital tool for human health, serving as a powerful trigger for your mental well-being. Exposure to natural sunlight physically stimulates the brain to increase serotonin production. This neurotransmitter regulates your mood, reduces stress, and maintains emotional balance. But that psychological boost has a physical limit. Enduring excessive daytime heat can destroy your sleep quality at night, quickly erasing those mental benefits. Capturing the rewards of summer comes down to daily tactical choices. It requires proactive hydration, smart sun protection, and a healthy respect for the environment around you. A healthy, enjoyable season is achieved not by hiding from the weather, but by mastering your body's natural thermostat.